I'm gonna let this beat ride. Alright, y'all, what's up? Week 5, and we're gonna go through the battles. We're about halfway through, and yeah, it's been a busy week for sure. So I haven't really watched a lot of these battles ahead of time, so you're gonna get a fresh perspective on it. Once again, to recap, we're running through Berserk, Quirks, Draft League using low cup mons, with the exception of some. We have random abilities on most of these. We roll 20 abilities. The coaches then assign those 20 abilities to their mons that they drafted. And they have a 21st ability, which is a signature ability, which we draft prior to the mons. And you can use this purple ability here once per week on one of your mons, and then they can no longer have it. Alright, so quickly, what I'll be doing is giving my ideas of what a lead is, watching the battle, making comments if any, and then running through the pace of the teams, as well as the Terra types here. So starting off, we have Tails in their team of Fennekin's Firestorm with the signature ability Sheer Force. I could see it being used a little bit. Turn that down a little bit. Alright, and I'll make note of any abilities that I could see, popping off. We have the wrong game. Okay, so MJ here, we have a pretty standard MJ looking team. Since it is week 5, we have a pretty good idea of how teams are ran. Same with Muck here and their team of Muckacy. They have Unaware. I can't see Unaware really being clutch here unless this is like boosting attack. This is boosting, through Curse, or even this through Calm Minds. So it's very possible this has speed that Muck could run aware. They have a pretty fast team. I could see a lead of Sticky Webs from Muck here, as well as MJ possibly counter leading because they do have Rapid Spin here. This does have a grass move that it could use, but it also hates this coming in. So I could see maybe a Volt Switch out of that, or even getting up rocks in front of it. Let's see. Terra Captain and Snivy, which comes out, and it is Terra Fairy, as well as opposing Sandshrew is Terra Fire. We see the Glare come off, paralyzing that, as well as a Toxic. So status on status, Toxic spikes go off each turn, as well as a Corrosion from Stunky. Android 18 Ironheads doing half and getting the flinch, and Duvy is there. The balloon popping is clutch, that way Toxic spikes can get picked up from the team if this does switch out. And then Toxic spikes are here to stay if this does KO it, which I think is a missed opportunity if you didn't check how long Toxic took to take that out. Now we have the mirror, Alolan Sandshrew versus the OG Cantonian, and we have the Gyro Ball being boosted by the drops from Curse, and Knockoff giving the stamina boost but taking out the berry. So this could be very scary, but you do have a good special attacker in Krillin, and it takes it out with the super effective Scald. Maybe too early of a Terra. I'm gonna pause it real quick. Being that you have Stab Ground type, Stab Water type, and then another Ground type here. I can't really remember what that Terra was from or for. But I mean, that was your only Terra Captain, right? Yeah, I think that might have been a super early Terra. Now, I guess the still move into this, but you still resist. It's neutral damage, and then you get the boost. But c'est la vie. I mean, You did what you did. You got the stamina boost. And then, yeah. Alright, so back to where we left off with this dropping too fast. Alright, so we see the Scald from Krillin. And the Cutie Fly comes in, takes both hazards. Now, if this is Scarf, that is likely dropping, which it is. So no Sticky Web for Muck. So I like that. The Scald is boosted now by the rain, but so is the Weather Ball coming in and doing good damage to Piccolo. And doesn't get the 2-hit KO. Oh, I love that. So I can make the same mistake here. Having the rain up, kind of covering the aesthetic for the misty terrain, so glare did not go off. I missed that on the, I believe it was the first recap. Misty terrain is a sneaky terrain, as well as psychic. So Duskull gets in, Whelmer gets out, and we know this is Scarf. So it's forced to switch out. Pain Split, getting some damage or heal. Wait. I think you might have healed Android. Yeah. So that worked in reverse. That was a good switch by MJ, whether it was intentional or not. So Lingering Aroma gets passed off, and we can tell that this is heat proof now from that. The Protect, it's pretty nice to stall that turnout, knowing that it dies anyway. Might have been off or not. And we get Vegeta getting wisped in the Crunch, taking out the Duskull, and now you lose your Intimidate. Not that it mattered in the preceding turns. Metatite is in, and it is slower, and it does take the KO. And Lingering Aroma is doing crazy work. It's getting dropped and passed off everywhere. Alright, so we have the, what I presume to be Scarf, but it is dropped by the Hex boosted attack right there. And Hex comes in clutch. So, pretty dope game. Bro, I know you lying. MJ being the Good Samaritan and showing off the team. Muck, what are you doing? Show the team. We'll go over MJ's team here since they won. Heat Proof, Air Balloon. So I could see that, avoiding the Sandshrew potential Earthquake. However, you need that balloon to be popped if you're gonna take up T-Spikes, which it did happen. So good utilization of the low HP Android 18. Vegeta, Choice Band doing damage. Jolly Nature. Good coverage overall. Body Slam for potential paras. We have Krillin with the Choice Scarf, Volt Switch, Scald, Ice Beam, T-Bolt, Adaptability, and yeah, scary. Piccolo with the Eviolite, Fairy, Speed invested with good HP invest, Glare, CM, Aromatherapy, which I don't believe got clicked, but pretty clutch. I like that consideration. Bardock, Mischievous, Life Orb, Wandering Spirit. So they both have like Wandering Spirit abilities, like Lingering Aroma, Wandering Spirit. Pretty dope. Hex, T-Wave, Taunt, Pain Split. And then we have Goku with the Eviolite. Okay. This time around is a faster build to probably work off of that rapid spins in some way, and with the rocks. So, great game. We'll move on to the next one. Okay, next game we have Flames and the coach for the Little Critters, Queen, as well as the opposing team, Dawn and Midnight being the op for them. Prankster is their signature ability for Flames team, versus the Ice Scales ability off of Queen and their Little Critters. 2 Terra Captains on Flames part, those being both Ground and Dark. Pretty great to resist certain things. And then Queen has Terra Captain and Frillish being fighting. Dope Abby. I don't know if this changed, but yeah. So Yamask is different. I don't know if this is a new addition, but I think this is the first time me seeing it from Queen. Yeah, I think Sneasel's gonna have a good time having the dark type spam going off, but that's what this is for. So I could definitely see this tearing to counteract that. So yeah, I think this is the lead, but maybe you try to preserve that. Maybe get off some rocks for potential sashes with the Rockruff as a lead. Counter lead, I could see Turntula, but you know, some stuff has taunt. So let's see what goes off. And this is triage. Only dark type blocks Prankster, so triage still works here if it is the triage ability, which likely it is. And if it is, it's likely more defensive than not. So let's go ahead and see what our leads are. Sneasel and Yamask. Alright, so I expect this to be Heat of the Week. I don't see why. I mean, I would hope to be wrong. Potato brought heat, hella heat. I would say Potato is Heat of the Week, but we aren't there yet. So, with a fresh face, I am watching all of these. I would love to see some heat. Like, I don't think this has counter, but yeah, that would be very good. Intentionally led Focus Sash, either to get off like a Trick Room, maybe T-Spikes, but you do have the Grimer, or a Burn possibly. So let's see what happens. T-Spike it is. Alright, so Pursuit, catching it in. Pursuit is legal in this tier. Boom, boom, boom. It's just not that good. That's false. Yeah. Pursuit in things like Sucker Punch or other dark type moves go very well, like catching knockoffs and stuff like that. Pursuit is a great move. RIP Pursuit. Okay, so we have the switch in the Grimer to pick up those spikes, and then we have the fighting type Terra, Confuse Ray, and we had the Toxic. Wait. Okay, alright, I see. So it looks like a lot of Toxic Stall potentially from this. Poison Jab to resist, pretty great. This does not have knockoff, if I recall. And then Frillish is chipping away while Grimer is assisting it with the confusion. The Pain Split comes off. Doesn't seem like either is high HP. And so far, a lot of damage has been done to the Frillish, but it is going to heal a moderate amount. We have the Frisk on this, meaning it is Eviolite, and Seed Bomb is a crit hit to the stamina, so likely a switch out, but we do have the Ice Beam coverage for the Bramblin. First Impression does enough. Crit, why? I wonder if that's a meme. Stone Edge hits the Tarantula, knocking out that. This should be fairly bulky, getting off the screens, and there's a taunt. Alright, another Hex. Sneasel comes in, picks off the Gimme Ghoul, and it is hit by the Aftermath. So this screen is staying for 4 more turns. I could see a Shell Smash here, but I don't believe you're faster than Sneasel still. I don't know if they know that. But Queen's going for a Hail Mary. It seems like this could very much have Sucker Punch, and the sub comes out. So Clamperl doesn't have that great of a move pool, but sub is in its arsenal. And they're taking great risk and pulling off great reward for it. That was definitely solid rock with the pause. They get rid of the sub finally. However, Sneasel is in. So, I think Queen takes it here because you do have the Strength Sap. And this is Dark Aura, so the moves can switch up. I can see an Ice Shard, but I don't know what you have for this, especially when your attack's getting dropped. However, if you have Covert Cloak or a Clear Amulet, you're in a pretty good position. But I think Luna definitely takes this. But yeah, like I said, you're not faster than Sneasel at +2. Eviolite is taken away, Toxic is there, and that was a good move. So you do Toxic first, and then you get the Strength Sap off, and you're basically at full. Yeah. So knockoff does negligible damage. There's the triple axle, confirming it is not choice lock, doing hefty damage. And this is pretty heat. Not gonna lie. You don't heal up full. Sneasel keeps dropping, and we get the crit. All right, so next attack wins. Oh, and the miss. Had to rely on crits there, but well played by Queen here. They weathered the storm of the guerrilla tactics and Dark Aura Sneasel, as well as all these bulky little guys. It was a slow start, but then they got the ball rolling off of the Shell Smash and the substitute combination. Pretty great. They got some of their, I believe, Deep Sea Tooth, their offensive taken down by that knockoff. Alright, so let's check out Flame's team. Black Glasses, Pursuit, Brick Break, pretty great. Scald, Flip Turn, Ice Beam, Roost, Stamina, Neutralizing Gas, Pain Split, Drain Punch, Poison Jab, Curse, Tail Slap, Bullet Seed, U-Turn, Tidy Up. With the Heavy Duty Boots to make removal of any hazards. Did they end up getting that off? No. Focus Sash, Rock Ruff, Taunt, Fire Fang, Sucker Punch, Stone Edge. Yeah, I probably would have led this, but no telling like if this was Scarf and stuff like that. Then you allow for webs to get up later if they so choose or had it. Pumpkaboo Super with the Rocky Helmet, Wisp, Leech Seed, Hex, Rock Slide. Good coverage. But yeah, this was dope. Definitely did what it needed to do. This is definitely Queen's MVP. I wanted this so bad. But I got sniped. Alright, so looking at their team, Eviolite, Frillish, fully defensive, Ice Beam, Confuse Ray, Strength Sap, Toxic. Confuse Ray definitely did work versus that Grimer. Then we have the Bramblin, Heavy Duty Boots with the Rapid Spin to get off hazards if need be, Strength Sap doubling up on that, Seed Bomb to hit, as well as the Dual Stab and Shadow Sneak. Yamask, Focus Sash, Memento, Toxic Spikes, Trick Room, Nightshade. Alright, so yeah, this was great. I like that. Corrosion as well. Really didn't do much here. You had Overcoat, not that it mattered here, just in case, maybe this had a powder move. Still dope, nonetheless. Clamp Roll, Deep Sea Tooth, doubling its special attack on Modest. Surf, Ice Beam, Substitute, Shell Smash. Even with this at +2, you don't outspeed this. This is a monster, and I'm pretty sure they compensated with their EV spread here. Tarantula with the Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin, doubling that physical no touch. First impression, Memento, Toxic Spikes, Sucker Punch. So you can definitely see a theme on Queen's team bars. Gimme Ghoul with the Light Clay and the dual screens with Power Gem and Hex. Aftermath. So they're doing a lot of tick damage over time. And yeah, that was a pretty great game. especially with the odds stacked against you with this Mon here. Make it not a threat. Alright, moving on to the next game. Okay, so we have Vulpix, coach of the Vulpix City, with their Mold Breaker signature move. Then we have Maddie, the Hungry Transfem team with Technician. Stellar Terra, once again on Trap Pinch, pretty common. And then we have Bug Terra on Apom, which doesn't really matter because it can't Terra. On the opposing side, we have DNO with the Electric Terra. Pretty interesting. And what else? Nothing else. And we see the debut of Drowsy here. So as far as leads, it's kind of hard to read Maddie's leads, but you do have the IPOM here. So you do have Fake Out. This does have Sturdy and Weak Armor as well. We could also see the lead of Voltorb Hisui. Otherwise, alternative lead, I would say maybe Bulbasaur. Not as much grass types this time around. And I could see Amore probably doing a lot of work to the team, being its dual stab effectiveness against the team for the most part, and being a special attacker if it wants to be. Let's see what happens. Siege, I haven't seen your name around there, but yeah, Stellar typing has been Trap Pinch's OG typing for Maddie. A dual down. Let's go back to that real quick. The Freeze Dry knocks this out in one hit. You do have the Sturdy, but the Scald proc the burn. So that was one heck of a turn, quite literally. So it's basically a 5v5. And yeah, so good Protect, Expanding Force, that is nasty. Definitely getting out of there. Light Screen, good read. That was a major flub by Maddie. Having the, I think I gotta slow this one down. Hold on. All right, so let's go back to that previous turn. Pretty big flub by Maddie, hitting the first impression. Just seeing the type effectiveness, but did not take note of that psychic terrain there. So you got both screens without a hitch. Earthquake did a lot, but not enough. Alright, so we have the Voltorb here, likely gonna throw off the Energy Ball. And unfortunately Trap Pinch goes down. I would have preserved that, maybe going out into Bulbasaur, because like, what does this do versus Bulbasaur? Like, it doesn't really have that much coverage, and it has mainly dual stab for its, stuff. Voltorb, we know Trap Pinch has Earthquake. Yeah, maybe another flub by Maddie there. However, HP on this is probably nice. Disables Earthquake. No, it just weakens. I wish. So we have Zoom Lens on this. Likely Victory Star again. Gunk Shot doing major damage. Maybe this is banded. Brave Bird does half. And let's see, Gunk Shot misses, unfortunately. So Ekans is going to miss out on a potential kill. And Telo gets its kill off of a double Brave Bird off of the screens. Light Screen is down. Reflect has one turn left. And Boom Burst was revealed. So it is a dual attacking move. A dual offensive. Drowsy's back in. Can likely take care of any Fake Out that's coming in. But they sack it to the IPOM. And we realize that this is a anger point because Dark Aura would have popped up there. So this is anger point IPOM. Good coverage with the Trailblaze into the ×4 effectiveness. And we have the poison, so that goes down. This is +2, looking pretty scary. You can't really revenge kill it in a decent way. We have the electric terror pop off and the U-turn, so you lose the speed, and Zen Headbutt goes off in the electric terrain. The psychic terrain for the last turn. So that did a hefty boost of damage. This, however, ends up being faster. So I'm guessing this has no speed invest, likely HP invest. We'll take it, check it out. And then there's Trailblaze. Yes, I love reading this. It just rolls off the tongue, does it not? If you disagree, let me know. What would you name this? Yeah, what would you name this if you had an alternative? But going back to this, knowing that Trailblaze did, it's Technician this time around. Okay, so just to emphasize, you can use this ability and put it on any of these mons once per week and only one time only. Good move to make this the Trailblaze. That probably still killed, unless it didn't Terra. But yeah, now it is boosted because of the Trailblaze. So I can see something like Tail Slap on this. Let's see. This is going to be pretty hard for Voltorb to bring it back, unless it is Scarf, which I don't believe it is. So it's 1-to-1. We have the Protect. We see the knockoff. I don't believe that kills. Oh, so Vulpix might take this. See the Miracle Seed, Energy Ball, toxic damage. Oh, nice having Protect. Yo, that was a great game. I see the Aerial Ace come out. Wow. Unfortunate for Maddie. They probably could have took it with some better plays. Yeah. Hopefully you come back, Siege, and take a look at most of these matches. If not, somebody link Siege to my YouTube channel, and yeah, Feint would have been dope. Link them to my YouTube channel to check out all the draft content we're making here. Whole bunch of fun. So Maddie's team, Eviolite, Talo, did not see that coming. Unseen Fist to hit through protects with physical attacks. Wow, that would have been clutch here. Facade, Roost, Brave Bird, Boom Burst. Dual Stab, hitting hard. Even with the Adamant Nature dropping its special attack, which I think its special attack is like what, base 35. Still might have did some damage. Mantike, Choice Specs, Tangling Hair, Scald, Ice Beam, Air Slash, Tailwind. Another Maddie staple with the Coughing, Flame Orb, having hefty special attack. This time a little bit bulky around Destiny Bond, Protect, Sludge Wave, Flamethrower. Bulbasaur with the Zoom Lens, another Maddie staple because it has the Sleep Powder. I love this set that they end up getting. Leech Seed becomes super accurate, Sleep Powder. Protect, Sludge Bomb, 0 speed IVs once again. And that might have bit them, I think, somewhere down the line. IPOM, AV. Possibly something else aside from Aerial Ace here. It is boosted if it is base 60 or under. However, so is Tail Slap. Tail Slap would have probably been nice versus his whole team. Can't really say what this was for, but good making use of Technician. Trap Pinch, Eviolite, Aftermath, Stellar Terra, First Impression, Earthquake, Terra Blast, Body Slam. Alright, now let's take a look at Vulpix team. I did call the Choice Band. Adamant Nature, Switcheroo, Gunk Shot. Unfortunate miss. DNO with the Eviolite Victory Star. Victory Star, take a shot. Zen Headbutt makes that accurate. Outrage, Terror Blast with the electric, hitting stuff like Man-type on the physical side. Crunch, Voltorb has the Miracle Seed. Protect was such a good bring. Good lead scouting, and then you have Forewarn. So this Voltorb just gains a lot of information, and information is really good in draft battles, or Pokemon rather. Drowsy with the Light Clay, this did work. Teleport was lovely. Reflect, Light Screen. I'd probably recommend making this a little bit slower if you're gonna run. Well, Teleport's negative. Never mind. What am I talking about, right? My bad. Ignore. Amora Custap Berry unfortunately didn't get to pop that off. This is dope. Miracle with the Sturdy goes hand in hand. Stealth Rock, you can pop that off with the Custap after you throw off a move. And that's why like it wasn't really worried about the Man-type, but the Skull took it down for not respecting it. Wooper with the Eviolite, Sticky Hold, Toxic Spikes, Infestation, Recover. Yeah. Nobody expects Protect in singles. Yeah, that's so true. Great game. I'm loving these set of games this week. Let's move on to our fourth match. Okay, game number 4. It's going to be Tails versus our new coach, replacing Lucky. It is Mr. Dudunsparce himself. It is Zach, aka Dun Daddy. So, they are the new coach. They coach the Minnesota Marshtomps, and they might change up their team next week. This week around, I believe they had to take over what was left of Lucky's team, and yeah, let's see how they do. So let's welcome Zach, and let's have some great battles. Now, Tails, Fennekin's Firestorm with the Sheer Force ability on their side, and Well-Baked Body on Zach's side. I don't know if they get to change up any of their signature abilities or something like that, but would definitely be interesting. As far as leads, I could see you don't want to lead this. Maybe use it as a switch in for this, as well as this being a flying type to avoid earthquakes. So what can I see? I could see a lead of Vulpix maybe this time around on this side to preserve this, and you have some pretty good switch-ins. We have Blitzel. I believe this is their debut as well. Electromorphosis can come in quite handily on the Magnemite. However, the Magnemite is also Electromorphosis. Take a shot. Alright, let's see what they do. Still type Terror on the Noibat. So I did call this lead the Fake Out. I did not see the Esper though. So we have the Trick, and PTSD now has the Eviolite. So they might have 3 Eviolites on their team. Choice Specs on the Tingatink. So Psychic on the Growlithe takes it all the way down. It has Stakeout Boost. Banned. And the knockoff comes in off of Glorp's Eviolite. Okay. So knockoff exchanging the Clear Smog to drop off the Speed Boost, and Earth Power to dampen that. I could see a Recover from Shellos here probably. Okay, but they end up switching. So Fake Out possibly, or a knockoff, another knockoff. And Tinky-Tink's not as fast, but it is probably going to stay into knockoff again. And the Electromorphosis is now going to boost any preceding electric attack. Oh my goodness, and Blitzel just drops. Yeah. So I lied, that is not a switch-in. And Volt Switch comes in again off the Tangela. That's likely Eviolite. Hypnosis, so that's given no guard. Burn is gonna come off on Tangela since that Inferno is 50. Well, now it's 100 accurate. Leech Seed. Burn's gonna take a tick. We're gonna see a Protect. And Kitsune is gonna drop almost a little above half. So Shellos comes in. Good move. You do get burned. You don't take a lot of damage, but the Kitsune is going down slowly but surely. And then a Clutch Recovery. We don't know the item on that yet. I don't remember if I saw it take rocks damage. No Protect this time around. This is either giving Magnet or oof. Okay, it's not Magnet. I mean, it's not choice locked, but okay. As for the Terra, I love this shiny. Goated shiny. This looks almost custom, right? That doesn't look real. I can't see why you Terra there. Maybe you don't want, you want a better switch in to a rock move. So maybe it's a Terra for the future consideration, because now you don't resist any of these guys. You might resist a Psychic type move, but you're still frail. And you're down to 1 HP. Magnemite doing mad work here. We do see the Energy Ball. It's not doing much, if anything. And then the Pain Split. Very good by Tails to have that. So something dies this turn. Nope. Okay. So forced to switch out. Do you get to full or do you attack? Alright, and that's doing negligible damage. The Energy Ball from Tails here. Good coverage, good prep. Yeah, Tails is trying to preserve. Let's see. This dies if it switches in, so it's a sack. That died. I'm sorry. Let's see what happened again. Alright, so Zack prevents the 6-0. Hitting with the knockoff there. Stakeout boosted such a good amount. Shadow Ball takes out the Noibat. Slurp is likely Energy Ball too. No, Shadow Ball, Stellar doesn't get the kill, and you no longer have that boost, but you do have Shell Smash for your own manual boost. Earth Power does more than half, but unless you're unaware, which you're not, you're gonna go down. So we do have a good game. Tails preserved 5-0. Zack had a great showing. Let's see how Zack prepped for this team. So we have Focus Sash, Morning Sun, Shells, Head Smash, sorry, Crunch CC off the Rough Skin. Good. Protect sub. This did some good work. Vex Spore. Evied in the special defensive department with the Eviolite. Shellos, Water Absorb, Acid Armor. Unfortunately, we didn't see that. Clear Smog, that would have been a good read into it. I believe they were facing up against each other, but you know, you got damage off pretty well. Probably went for the damage, seeing that Stellar Shadow Ball hit it. Noibat with the Tailwind, Defog, Terra Blast for the Steel type move, and Dragon Pulse. So Terra Steel to hit nothing. You don't like, I mean, basically this, but that's about it. Tingatink, Eviolite, Fake Out, Stealth Rock, Play Rough, Flying Terra, and the red card, which did nothing. This just dropped. Magnet Rise, I love that. T-Wave, Electro Web. Alright, and let's see Tails' team here with the Eviolite on the Kitsune, No Miss, Inferno, or Hypnosis. like, wait a minute. First of all, I think there was somebody talking mess about Spore later on, maybe from the future. Yet we have Hypnosis, which is basically Spore, which I think I've seen this a lot. Yeah, I have seen no comments about it. Waving a finger at you, you know who you are. Mr. I, Choice Scarf did mad work. Did you get knocked off? Yeah, Choice Scarf was knocked off, still did crazy work. Had teleport there, I love that. Good tech. 2 ways to get momentum. Glorp with the Eviolite, knockoff, flip turn, rapid spin, gunk shot. Kind of standard. Great moves. Is bold minus? Bold's not minus attack. It's not. No. Okay. Defensive. I like that. Choice Scarf, Switcheroo, Head Smash, Dual Wing Beat, U-Turn, pretty great as well. A lot of switching and tricking. I love it. PTSD, Psychic did work. Energy Ball, Shadow Ball, whole lot of balls in your court. Pause. Slurp, Focus Sash, Shell Smash, Shadow Ball, Stored Power, Protect, pretty nice. Possibly for a, I don't know, because you still stay Ghost. I don't think first impressions around there, but just to, you know, scout. Dope game. Let's move into the next one. Alright, game number 5, and then we have Jay versus Zenith. Dwebbles, whatever. Magic Guard versus Jay in the Howl of the Moon, having Regenerator. 100%. I could see Pharaoh Seed, being the lead. Having the Terra Fairy, also Terra Dark, likely Dark Aura to boost off of that. And then we have Skiddo over here, which is Terra Steel. Pretty great. Can actually wall with Poison Heal. Like if this is toxic, which it is corrosion, so likely it is, unless it's Armor Tail, which I don't see really being a thing unless you're trying to block Sucker Punch. But why would I Sucker Punch as a slower Mon? Towards the lower Mon, whatever. So yeah, corrosion, lead, Skiddo, Poison Heal, Steel type. This could have Clear Smog. This likes to boost up pretty well. So that Steel type Terra is very clutch in that aspect. It's gonna have to switch out a Houndour or might have coverage to hit that. As far as a lead, I could see Spinnerack being that. This does have Defog, so it could force it to defog, but this also has Defiant, so it could be a long game, like a long gameplay. Alright, so lead, Spinnerack, called that. Fungus, I got that one wrong. Protect to Scout, basically a wasted turn, because what do? You Toxic and... Okay. I don't know if you thought you scared it out, or if you thought you had corrosion on this, but neither of those were true. I don't think this gets scared out from Fungus. The T-Spike went up. It's likely going to be 2 spikes, but you have the Fungus. 1 or 2 is good. 2 would be better for this. 1 is just good all around. So Pharaoh Seed comes in. So you do get the second spike up. Wait a minute. As you can see, Sandygast abilities are Stamina and LOL, 4-foot win, rip. But let's just watch this carry on. So revealing the set, Stealth Rock, Protect. We have double Protect. Hex comes off, another Hex, and just to say, Neutralizing Gas was there, but I don't think it stopped anything Sandygast was doing, being that it had Effect Spore unless it was hitting physically, or unless it was like having a berry and had harvest, but we don't know. Not yet, at least. That does a good amount of damage, not gonna lie. Taunt goes off, good prep, and knockoff just drops it into hell. So effect spore is there, but we have the Lum to take care of any paralyzation. You have Defiant on Scrappy, doing a good chunk with the fake out. This may have a fighting move like Break or something like that, and just goes for the knockoff, just straight up, which takes it down to its focus sash. The webs are very clutch, allowing Blade to outspeed, and then Staryu comes in here. Heavy duty boots, not taking damage, but that Wingull is Scarf. It is no guard as well. So we come in here. Let's talk about this play. So, could be a 50-50. We don't know if this is Scarf. We do know it's Terra Steel. I believe Jay knows that as well. So, this comes in knowing that. So, this is a good category, I mean, not category, a good timing of terrestrialization, because you know this is Scarf, because this got outsped. So Pharaoh Seed comes in very confidently as well. We see the bulk up and another bulk up, so I don't think this fears it. And okay, Poison Heal, Corrosion. This is the second time Zenith has been piggybacked by its ability from the op. You know, setting up T-Spikes, helping it out, or just giving it, you know, what it likes. It is no longer grass type, so Leech Seed does come into play there, but it doesn't really affect Skitto. It does heal Jay's team though. Break, good coverage, great coverage actually. Almost taking out that Scraggy. Scraggy's not doing much at +2 because you are also +2. It does get healed up. And the Horn Leech. So we have one more move that we haven't seen. Hydro Pump there. Wingull goes down from the Horn Leech at +2. And then Pharaoh Seed's there. Comes out. Don't know if it has Regenerator this time around. It doesn't, because it has Corrosion. So yeah. Horn Leech, Skitto is doing mad work. So we see a Protect stall. This is okay from Jay because you do get healed since you did Leech Seed it. And the break does a little bit over half. So this is lefties plus Leech. And we saw a double Protect, right? We've seen a couple of them. Let's see. Protect. So we get to see these Protect chances, right? So that's one Protect. That's another Protect. And shout out to Jay hitting the triple double. 3 times getting, you know, double Protect in this match. And then we can see the chances. That's so dope. Alright, so the break is going to take out the Pharaoh Seed. So great prep by Zenith here. Jay unfortunately said they didn't know it had Poison Heal. This is why I have this up, you know, whenever I play or explain the teams throughout the draft. So pretty great. Shinx, Life Orb, Wild Charge, Bite, Volt Switch, T-Wave off the Sniper ability. Houndour, Focus Sash, Dark Aura. Terra type Dark, Dark Pulse, Nasty Plot on a bulkier side. Pharaoh Seed with the Lead Seed, Toxic, Stealth Rock, Protect. Fungus, Rocky Helmet, Effect Spore, Clear Smog, which would have been great, but Still Typing, I did call that as well. Giga Drain, this did some damage, sheesh. Scraggy, Lefties with the Break, Fake Out, Fire Punch, D-Dance. Adamant Nature, Wingull with the Scarf, Blizzard, Protect, Scarf. Pretty interesting having a choice locked, but Scarf. Possibly just to see, you know, scouting or even throwing your opponent off. All right, now we have Blade, the Pawniard with the Lumberry, Tough Claws. Did damage with the knockoff. Sucker Punch, Stealth Rock, Taunt. So dual Dark. Didn't get off the rocks. That would have been clutch for the Houndour. Staryu here with the Rapid Spin, Scald, T-Bolt, Ice Beam. Armor Tail, likely for something that has like Fake Out or maybe even Sucker from that. Toxic Orb. So this didn't even need the Toxic Orb itself. Bulk Up, Leech Seed. I'm sorry, Horn Leech, Rock Slide, Break. So yeah, this was a very well prepared Go. I'm sorry, Skiddo. But yeah, Go. Standing guys. Now, unfortunately, Neutralizing Gas is an ability that Zenith has on us. Now, it will change from LOL, Forfeit Win, RIP, Neutralizing Gas to Dazzling Gleam. So, yeah, big error. So, Jay actually takes this match by technicality. But regardless, this was a great match to watch play out. Shore Up, Toxic, Hex, Sub, Galvanize, the Rufflet with the Life Orb, had Thermal Exchange, U-Turn, CC, Dual Wing Beat, and Agility. With Spinnerack having Custap Berry to ensure Sticky Webs or even Toxic Spikes or a chunk of damage. So, pretty great game still. Unfortunate loss by both sides since they both kind of lost, but great nonetheless. Let's move into our next game. Okay, so we're like 53 minutes in, and I seem to be yapping. We have 3 more games, and can't wait to see the rest of them. So, I mean, are y'all chilling? We chilling, right? Okay, we big chilling then. Cool. So pizza, we have Ditto's Dreams, and they have Purifying Salt. Could actually be very clutch versus Zora if they see it as a threat. They have the Solosis, having the Terra Ground this time around. Maybe for coverage, likely for coverage. I could see it being a Trick Room variant in this matchup here. Versus Duvy and their team, SupaSkittyStyle. They have Unburden. And normal Terra on Skitty. Skitty has the Mind's Eye and Punk Rock ability. So it could either be both here. Especially for our Yamask. I think is a debut again for this week. So as far as leads, I can see a Scarf lead from Pizza Herald, or maybe even Tanamas. You do have the Ghost type in this. You don't have removal. I think this has Defog. It likely does. I don't know. You know what? I don't care. Let's watch. Ew, Pizza. Don't put on the timer. We lead a Fake Out Meowth with the likely Toxic Debris. And that's a Water Bubble. Boosted. I'm surprised it's not showing up on here. Am I missing something? Yeah, we didn't see the Water Bubble pop off on the debug menu. Regardless, that was a crit hit. If it's Sangling Hair, that'd be cool, but it is not because we didn't see that proc. Unless this is Clear Amulet, which it's not because it's Faux Sash and it popped. So let's keep it going. Okay, so Goten from High School of the Dead U-turns out, gets the second layer of spike up, and then we have Skitty here. So Skitty with the fake out. And then the Encore fails because, yeah, they got the hell out of there. So beat up. Right. So this is likely Scarf hitting off the Crying Child's EV Light. Double knockoff takes it out. Wait a minute. You did half. You knocked off the EV Light. Okay, that's why. Duh. Alright, so boom, boom, boom. Yeah, just a little clip. I don't know what they're saying. I can't read. Knock off again on the other child's EV Light. And yeah, I called it. We have the Trick Room. So this could be taking a couple kills. Larry Lobster with the Aqua Jet though. I love this physical Larry Lobster. And it is doing work in its own Trick Room. So that's, oh my gosh. that was super unnecessary. The Aqua Jet. Like I love it still. Like it was a good move because 207, boom, you don't know if they're adamant or not, don't know the speed invest. Aqua Jet just killed, and it really doesn't care about this timer. They do switch out here. Larry Lobster putting in mad work, Duvy. So Stench flinch because it's a stank ass rat. There are a couple that doesn't shower, I suppose, so the stench is amplified. And yeah, this is giving very much Wildlands. And yeah, let's look at our screen, just go to hell. So how are you guys doing? What did you guys eat today? Made some birria tacos. Yeah. Okay. Oh wow, it flinched. Oh, the stench stack. No, it does not. Basically, you get a 10% chance, right? It's not a guaranteed, but on each hit has a 10% chance. So I don't know how to do the math right now, but it is not 100%. It is high. It is high as hell, but it is not 100% chance to flinch. So Dorgon Fire comes in here, or I'm sorry, Dorgon Fire. Hitting the leech life because you are faster, so you do not worry about getting flinched. I love that cheek pouch. I love that. Okay, do we? Oh, unfortunate. So fake out comes out here with the normal Terra, and yeah, you just die. So they let that die for. I mean, not really. They were faster regardless. Got off some good damage. Duvy, good job. Yeah, that Larry Lobster did work. All right, so Pan, Salad Berry, Fake Out, Last Resort. Okay. Choice Scarf, Goten with the U-turn, CC, knock off Stone Edge, off the Adamant Nature Scarf, Water Bubble, EV Light, Max Attack, Adamant. Yeah, they're just throwing on frustration as filler, it seems like, but still damn damage. Dorgon Fox, Salic Berry, Substitute, Swords Dance. I love this. This is heat. I wish I got to see this play out, especially with the leech life. Bruce, Yeah, it just got dropped. It got flinched. It got stanked out. DD, Stone Edge, Iron Tail, Dragon Claw, Gibberish with the Life Orb, Armor Tail to block something like a, fake out from that because, it's very weak to normal type moves being a Ghostmon. We have the Armor Tail, Nasty Plot, Shadow Ball, Terror Blast, which it doesn't need to Terror to make use of, and Burning Jealousy. So dope set. Let's look at Pizza's team. Crying Child had the Eviolite, very sassy of it. Rock Slide, Nightshade, Rest with the Eviolite. Super Mega Ultra Chick, Mirror Herb, probably to catch something like Tyrant, or even a Mienfoo Stub. Flame Charge, Bounce, Night Slash, Low Kick, Bounce for the Mienfoo. I'm guessing it didn't have a different flying move like Wing Attack, or Bounce just did more. Gooey with the 0 speed IVs for the Trick Room, Terror Blast, Ground to hit stuff like Tyrant super effectively, Shockwave to hit Clauncher, Side Shock just to hit Hard-Headed, the Meowth with the Focus Sash. It got up the T-Spikes, Trailblaze, Stealth Rock, Fake Out, Iron Head, Young Love, Wild Lens, just look at Population Bomb. Nothing else matters. Who Needs Elite, Choice Scarf did not come out to play, I don't think. I don't remember how you died. But yeah, you died. Moving on. Okay, so we have Potato Soup in their Richmond Dudunsparce with Serene Grace. Terror Captain this time around is Cyndaquil, as well as Bronzor, LeBronzor James, with the Still Terror. And then we have me, Spazz, with the 7-star Strikers and Fur Coat. And I had Satotl as my Terror Captain with the Stellar Terror of Ice. Watch the video for the reasonings on that for sure. Unfortunately, I did not get to cook this week. However, props to my opponent. They definitely gave me a game I could be proud of because, well, let me shut up. Let's just watch, right? So they lead off Swirlix. I used Spore for the first time of the season because I didn't know what else to put. It is noted. So first turn wake. Take a shot. Take a shot for every first turn wake. And they get the Siggy Web up. And I'm like, okay, Rabbit Spin. That's what I got that for. Alright, sure. Alright, so Insano Cybin throws off another Spore. So I'm like, I'm just going to click it. If nothing, sleep. And another first turn wake. Did you take another shot? Alright, so I did see the Trick Room coming. Potentially. If Bronzor was brought. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to bring this in. I am pretty bulky. I know I'm slower. So I'm like, okay, maybe I could throw off some spikes and just keep this in. Otherwise, I just throw myself away by throwing Final Gambit off. I'm like, the electric terrain probably won't make good use of it if I'm dead. Good on them to have Aerial Ace. I recover because I'm taking it so well. And Squovit comes out, opposing my own electric terrain with their Psychic Surge. So I'm like, okay, cool. I don't have Encore on it. I'm like, okay, if this wants to do something crazy, I'm going to Encore it. But I don't. I forget. I very much forget that I even had Mirror Herb on this. And this was just in case they brought their Glimmet. Otherwise, yeah, this is pretty standard this time around. And I hit the Spore. And I'm like, okay, Earth Power does more. I did the calc. In Last Resort. So I love this. I love Belly Drum Last Resort. This goes crazy. I almost drafted this Mon too. But yeah, I love that they put in work. Another first turn wake up. Are you not, are you gonna take your shot or not? Don't be scared. All right, so popping off for Squelvit my dang self. I'm like, okay, let me bring in something faster, and I'll just get a kill on the board. So right here, I literally forget that this has a sticky web, and I'm more concerned about it hitting me if I like maybe try to belly drum. And I calc and I see that Terra Ice moves do not take it out if it is like a bulkier variant. So I'm like, okay. However, since they were so eager to get those webs up, I definitely could have won right there if I did belly drum. But they psyched me out pretty well. So I'm like, oh dang, webs, that's the thing. I just, let that die. So I guess this might be annoying. So they get the wish up. I final gambit. And here I earthquake, hoping it would take it out. And this was my other opportunity to belly drum, right? Because I wanted to gauge damage, and also I thought, trick room, so why not just do damage? So they called me on that again. Very good on Potato. They are chefing me up. So I'm like, okay, dang, I know an earthquake doesn't kill. Gyro Ball might, you might, trick room, and they have. Oh, I love that they did this here. So they dove into their tricks, their bag of tricks here. Just in case I belly drum, they would have got +6 attack. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm so proud I got to see all this stuff. You can see me popping off again there. So I'm like, I want to see it again, but they left. And this is why I don't like being like in first or anything like that. Like right now, I am taking a lead in the rankings. That just means everybody gets a cheer against you, or other stuff. Like I'm cheering for Potato too, but gosh dang, don't make me seem like I'm a bad guy, please. Anyways, I get flinch. I'm like, okay, I called that. I get my para off, so that's a pretty decent trade, but I'm not faster. Unless here, so I'm like, let me take another kill. They might sucker punch. Like I definitely could have took a risk. Like I don't think I could bring it back that well. That was my other potential time to probably belly drum, because they are paired. I could have took that risk, possibly. But I'm like, okay, let me just get another guaranteed kill for Frigid. Because it kind of looks good as a kill leader, right? So I'm like, okay, let me go into Heavy Rain, maybe weaken this Eruption, but that is modest and that is boosted. I'm like, oh dang, these webs are really doing work. Alright, so they fear the fake out. My spikes are doing good damage. Rough Skin was a good move in bringing that in. It also had Tangling Hair. Earthquake I knew didn't do much damage, and I was just seeing like, okay, does my Drain Punch do enough? It does a decent amount. It keeps me alive a little bit. So I'm like, okay, maybe I could get one more kill off. I know I have to force this out in order to do so. So Debauchery comes in here, very low HP, taking rocks damage, taking burn damage, doing a good amount, 50 HP to that. And it is faster, so I'm like, okay, dope, very well done. Let's look at Potato's team here. So Potato brought the Choice Scarf Diglett, EQ Ironhead, Stone Edge, Aerial Ace. I knew it was not Choice Banded, but possibly Choice Locked. And they had the Stakeout ability, so I didn't switch out of Chivalrous into my Toedscool there. But they spammed Aerial Ace just in case I did, which was dope. Swirlix with the Eviolite, Sticky Web, Draining Kiss. I thought it was going to be a physical attacker. Definitely lost my chance to do something versus their team in front of this. Mudkip, Focus Sash, Counter, Dig. I love the Dig. That was dope. Avalanche, Liquidation, Bronzor with Eviolite, Power Swap, Stealth Rock, EQ, Trick Room, Rough Skin, Squovit, Citrus, Last Resort, Belly Drum with a Brave Nature. And then this was built to function under Trick Room, alright, to make me panic and then just die. So I love their team. This is super heat. I would love to see Squovit have swept me. In all honesty, I love seeing heat. Cyndaquil with Choice Scarf, Adaptability, Eruption, Flamethrower, Terra Blast, Extrasensory because you need a fourth move. But yeah, this was such a dope build, and I'm so proud of Potato because looking at their other games, they've been kind of samey, and I'm glad that they at least even brought it against me so I could witness firsthand some changes. I don't know if they had any prep or anything, but yeah, very good job, Potato. I can't wait to see what you do next week. And let's go into our final game. Okay, our final game here is with Thorson, their team of Manic Mudkips with Multiscale as their prime ability, and CoffeeAddict, Children of Chaos with their magic ability. I do say prime ability because when I first made this idea for the draft, that's what it was. They call it signature, I call it prime. Mentioning this very, very late into the video, but last match nonetheless. We have Terra Captains over here. This is still Terra. This is still Terra as well. I'm a liar. This is the Terra Captain. They switched Terra Captains next week. So even though you see, this as Terra Captain, that is a lie because you can tell this is 5. Opposing side, we have Cuffent, which is Terra Ground, and I believe that's the only Terra Captain on the team. I can see Coffee leading Arrokuda, maybe getting out a Scarf flip turn. It is slower than Scyther, so this might even be Scarf itself. But possibly there to get the momentum. I could see a lead from Scyther or even Groupie here. So let's see. I'm wrong. It's Grimer, but it is Arrokuda. And we see the Liquidation, Multiscale off of that. So we have Multiscale this week being used on Grimer. Knockoff knocked it off, and Arrokuda is down. So Tablets of Ruin, weakening the attack, but still doing a smack to the sword. Let's see what we do. Knock off again. That was either a really, really, really great calc, or they didn't care to let that go. Now, if this has Shadow Sneak, this dies. I don't know if +2 Shadow Sneak kills this, but this is faster. This Evil Twin. So what do you think is going to happen? Okay, Shadow Sneak takes that out, so that does not have Shadow Sneak, or it didn't click it. Dual Wing Beat is its own priority move here because of Gale Wings at full HP. So they let that go down. Darumaka comes in. Grookey comes in. And Avalanche misses. Wait a minute. Can Avalanche miss? It can, because it is Hustle, and that is why it missed. Unfortunate for Coffee. Onyx comes out here into another Avalanche doing half, and you see the likely switch. The Dragon Dance comes in for Snake Girl, and I love this chemistry. Let me point out, we have Grassy Surge and Grass Pelt. So I believe this doubles your defense or adds defense, whatever, under grassy terrain. And then you have the added benefit of not being weakened, or you're weakening Earthquake, which this doesn't really take well, even though you have like a crazy defensive stat, or even the fact that you get to heal a little bit. So body press, that might be boosted by the grass pelt, so that is dope. But we have Dragon Pulse off of the Mega Launcher Gibble. And we likely have, oh my goodness, why are you doing so much? Holy hell. I don't know if I would have terrestrialized. Like, this might have a fairy move, but it could also have T-Wave. But I mean, you're doing damage. You did half to it, but you're under Grassy Surge. You can take it out here. Nothing has a switch in, so what happens here? Well, I lied. Dragon Pulse does not take the kill. You get the low roll, you get the T-Wave as I predicted, and you get dropped. Drop out and get your GED. Abra comes in, revenge killing. It is now 3 apiece. You have the knockoff, and Scyther is way faster than that. Darkwing Duck, I love that name. How old are you? You don't know nothing about no Darkwing Duck. And another miss from the hustle. Scyther is eating good, picking off these last bit of mons from Coffee. Unfortunate misses. Bro. Coffee, what the hell? Post your damn team. We need to start making, consequences for these non-posting. Anyways, let's check it out. Making the video shorter anyway. Bonk Boy Grookey had the Choice Band, U-Turn, Knockoff, Grassy Glide, Drain Punch. Snake Girl, Eviolite with the Grass Pelt, Body Press. Rock Tomb, High Horsepower for the Grassy Surge, and Dragon Dance. Hapenny, T-Wave, Shadow Ball, Seismic Toss, Heal Bell. Yeah, I don't know why you terrestrialize there, personally, but maybe it was to switch in later. Fennekin, the Cuffent, with the Eviolite, Iron Defense, Earthquake, Rock Blast, Brutal Swing. Now the Earthquake here is, curious. I don't know if they had a Stomping Tantrum or High Horsepower as an alternative, but they did have the Ground Terror type to boost through, so maybe that was a thought. Evil Twin, Chesto Berry, Resto, Chesto. Alright, Knockoff, Curse, Drain Punch. This could bulk up, or Curse rather, and get off the Chesto. Darkwing Duck, Choice Scarf, Knockoff, Pursuit, Dual Wing Beat, CC. Even though you have Gale Wings there, you were doing damage. But yeah, that's our game. I guess we ended within the same time as the other videos. So that was week 5. We are staying on track. I'm all caught up. And expect the next one to come around the same time next week. I want to see some great games out there, some cooking, some heat, and I want to see some damn show teams. Alright, see y'all. Catch you in the next one. Watch the other vids. Bye.